Hello and welcome to Slightly Nostalgic. My name is Griff and we have watched Avatar The Last Airbender Season 1 Episode 17, The Northern Air Temple. So this is the one where they go to the Northern Air Temple and there's no airbenders there, but there are these other people who are kind of led by this inventor guy who has invented these glider slash flying machines, and everything's steam powered. It's kind of a steampunk civilization going on there. It's pretty cool. But it turns out this inventor guy is actually secretly creating weapons for the Fire Nation in return for them just not destroying their little town here for whatever reason. I don't really understand what the Fire Nation's goal is other than just taking over the whole world, maybe. So I don't know why they really want to destroy this place. I guess they just want the weapons. I don't know. So then the Fire Nation attacks and our heroes have to help these people fight them off, and it's a whole thing. So this is kind of a throwaway episode. It's very self-contained, but it's a pretty good one. I like it. The first thing I wrote down is actually, I'm pretty sure this isn't how gliding works, because at first they were saying they were gliding, but they were actually, like, they're going up, right? That's not gliding unless there's an air current like pushing you up. Your gliding is just like falling more slowly, right? But they do explain this later with how they're piping hot air through the outside, I guess just so they can fly around. I don't know, just for fun? I don't really know. But finally, we get somebody reacting to the Avatar realistically. Like, they're excited to meet the Avatar. They know who it is. They recognize him. They're like, oh, great, it's the Avatar. So these people who live there are changing a lot of things about the temple, and this disturbs Aang a lot. This show kind of makes it seem like he's being irrational or something. Like, these people are just redecorating the place or whatever, but I mean, they're destroying parts of it. Like, they're knocking down walls and priceless statues and artifacts to this civilization that doesn't exist anymore. Like, I'm totally on Aang's side on this one. Like, you can't do that. Don't destroy the temple. You can live there without screwing it all up. Come on. But I do kind of like the inventor character guy, even though he makes some morally questionable, not necessarily reprehensible decisions, because he was looking out for his family and his people here, but it's a gray area what he's been doing. But he gets some cool lines. Like, when he's listing off some things he's invented, he says, "Finger safe knife sharpener. Only took me 3 tries to get it right." And he like pulls off these 3 wooden fingers and just hands them to Sokka for some reason. I thought it was funny that he and Sokka invent the idea of adding rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect it, which is, it's a real thing. Like, that's what we do for real. So anyway, the big fight at the end was interesting. I always like when a show or a movie will have like just a ragtag team of whoever fighting against like this real army who's invading them, and they have to come up with creative solutions to fight them off and things like that. You know, like the Battle of Endor. I think this is the first time we see the Fire Nation tanks, which are interesting because they can flip over and keep going. They can grapple up walls. They have like, they just have an opening, like their weapons are just an opening for the firebenders to shoot the fire out of them, which I think is funny. We also get to see Battle Appa again. He springs into action. It's awesome. Always like when Appa does some actual fighting. I'm a little confused about how their gas explosion plan worked at the end. Like, I don't really understand why that drove off the Fire Nation. Like, why did they retreat after that? Because the explosion was over once it happened. It's not like there was more gas, unless it's just continuously seeping out. I don't know. I don't really understand how that worked. Like, it seems like they could have just been like, okay, well, that was your big explosion moment. Anyway, back to invading. Like, I don't know. I didn't really get it. But that's all I had for this episode. Be sure to watch the next one if you're following along, which is the Waterbending Master. We're getting toward the end of the first season into some really cool stuff ahead, so I'm excited about that. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Okay, bye.